Hi guys, this is Spartan765. Today I'm doing a Winchester shotgun video. A bunch of people are asking me about this ejector pin and why it's bent and is it broke or whatever. So I'm going to show you on two models today. I got my Winchester 120 Ranger or Winchester 1300. They're both identical. Just one was intended for military use, then converted to civilian use. That'd be the 120 Ranger. 1300 is the civilian gun. This is a 120 Ranger. The 120 again was originally developed for military use, but then changed to civilian. This here, I'm working on refinishing another gun. It's a Winchester 1200 receiver. The receivers are identical. Okay, now, the first thing we got to do here is unload the gun. Yes, the reason it's loaded is because if someone breaks into my house and they threaten me, they're going to get shot right in the nuts with a 12-gauge shotgun shell. You know, I mean, it's not loaded, just in the magazine tube, just for safety reasons if someone breaks into the house and threatens me. It's always good to have a self-defense weapon ready. I mean, I live in a very good neighborhood, but still just, self-defense. That is most important. Make sure your shotgun's unloaded. So it's always good to check inside your mag too before you cock it, because just cocking rounds out, you have the potential for a round to go off. Not very common, but it can happen. Next step after that, remove your barrel. I haven't cleaned this one yet. I went goose hunting and I need to clean the damn thing. Okay, and then next step is pop out your little pin holding in the trigger group. Son of a bastard doesn't want to come out now. What the hell? There we go. Okay, pull it out. Okay, here now. I'm not really going to worry about taking off the forearm, because if you want to know how to do that, you can watch my disassembly video. Today we're just going over this ejector pin. Now this ejector pin, as you can see, let's see if I can just set this down right here. I'm going to get a better camera angle for you guys. Okay. Now if you look inside there, this bar here is the ejector, correct? Yes. Okay, now see this little pin right here that I'm this little thing that's sticking out right there? That's called the ejector retainer pin. And behind that is the ejector spring. Now if you have some Winchester shotguns will not have an ejector spring if you're shooting a 2 3/4 inch, that's just 2 3/4 inch shotgun. Will not have an ejector spring, but it will have the ejector and the retainer pin. Now I have been getting these questions, oh yeah, look in here too, it's the same thing. Let me see if I can get a good angle. There's the little pin sticking out right there. Now what you want to do is if your ejector pin is bent, disassemble your shotgun so it's stripped down like this. You don't have to take the stock off or anything, just the all the guts out of the receiver. What you got to do then is simply, I know this is hard, and I know a lot of people out there may not be able to do this because they're going to find this extremely difficult. It will be extremely hard to do. What you got to do is you got to take a little hammer in there and pound it back to the way it's supposed to be. Just bend it back. I know that's very difficult, and a lot of people can't do that, but I mean, you're just going to have to try. I mean, it takes a lot of skill to pound back that ejector pin. Anyway, that was just being sarcastic. I'm not an asshole, sorry. Yeah, just pound it back with a hammer or something, whichever way. You don't want to pound it back and forth too much because you could snap it off, but pounding it back once shouldn't do anything. I mean, I bent mine once. I just pounded it back. It's been good for, 5,000 rounds, and it's not even starting to bend again. I shoot so much. As you can see how worn the receiver is in my gun. When I got this, I got it used at a pawn shop. It was like fired 5 times. I've had it for only about 2 years. Look at how worn the receiver is. The paint's coming off the receiver like right there, and then where my finger rubs right here, that's almost completely worn off. I mean, I shoot this thing all the time. I probably put more rounds through this shotgun than I have any other shotgun. Okay, now we might as well just put it back together. Okay? I still got to clean this too. I haven't cleaned it since I went duck hunting. Or duck and goose hunting. Okay, you just put your pin back in. That's one thing I like about the Winchester type of shotgun. If you're going to ask me for duck hunting and hunting purposes, I do prefer a Winchester over a Remington 870. But for home defense purposes and like tactical shotguns, I'd probably want to go with a Remington 700, or not a Remington 700, a Remington 870 there. I know I'm going to get a bunch of comments saying the Remington 870 is better for hunting or whatever. They're both excellent shotguns. I mean, it's just personal preference. I mean, my uncle, he shot a Remington 870 Wingmaster since he's been 15 years old, and now he's 40 something, and he's still shooting that same gun, and it's still going strong. So, but just personal preference for me, I like Winchesters. I did have an 870 Express, but I got rid of it. I just like Winchesters better for hunting. I don't know why. They're just a little lighter, easier to carry. But for tactical shotguns, probably a Remington 870 or a Mossberg 500 Persuader. You guys got any comments or questions on this? Oh yes, and make sure again, before you do anything with a gun, make sure it's unloaded. You guys got any comments or questions about this video, comments or questions about anything else about this shotgun that I have not already pointed out in the several videos I've made? If you want to know how to remove the choke tube, you use the choke tube removal tool that the gun came with. Okay? There's several videos up about this, cleaning, disassembly, all that other crap that you could possibly want to know is up. So before you send me a question, like asking how to remove the stock, I think I got a video on that. I got a video on how to take off the forearm. All you got to do to remove that from the cocking piece is just the twist this off here. It is a little loose, Jesus. Ooh, that was loose. I shot it so much. Never really looked at it. Yeah, these are great trap guns. Like I said, they are a multi-purpose shotgun, these Winchesters. I mean, I can hit pigeons with this like no tomorrow. I use a full choke all the time, especially for trap, because there's really no challenge at all in shooting trap with a modified or improved cylinder. You know, I like to be able to challenge it. Sometimes I'll even shoot left-handed because it makes it a little harder, but I love shooting trap. But if you guys got any comments, feel free to comment. Positive, negative comments, any comment you want. Just don't put anything like I'm ignorant or I'm stupid, because I'm not. I have studied up a lot on guns. I am an amateur gunsmith. I do all the work to my guns that a regular gunsmith would do. You know, so that saves me a ton of money. I never take any of my guns to a gunsmith. But if you got any questions, feel free to send me a message. If you want me to reply to your message, I mean, unless it's a really, really, really stupid comment, I'm probably not going to reply to it. But messages I will reply to every time, no matter what. So feel free to send me one if you got a question. Spartan765 out.